Steam wishlists, Epic wishlists, Ichio downloads. There's a lot to cover today, so let's get right into it. Hey all, I'm Andrew from Stasis Booth Games and recently released a demo for We Are Not Alone. It's a hybrid first-person / third-person point-and-click horror adventure, and if you haven't played the demo yet, there's links in the description to Epic, Steam, and Ichio. Also, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, it really helps out the channel and my project as a whole. What I really want to do today is drill down into as much detail as I can from the 3 storefronts that I've released the demo onto. Now, some of these, the data is interesting. Some of these, the data is really hard to get a hold of. Some of these, the data doesn't even exist. So let's dive into it and see where we're at. Now, I'm not going to go into actual wish list numbers, but I will talk about absolutely everything else. It's something I'm going to kind of keep up my sleeve for now. I want to see how they improve over the next few weeks and how this demo actually goes, if they pick up, if it completely just dies out after this initial push. They're going up. They're not exactly where I want them to be, but there's still quite a few months before I'm planning to release this, and maybe another few marketing pushes will push that up. Okay, first up is Epic. Now, Epic is really hard to track. The only analytics I seem to have access to are the wish lists, which have jumped up more than 50%, which is bloody awesome, right? The only thing is I don't seem to have analytics for anyone who's actually played the demo. Now, there's a chance that someone or no one has played the demo on Epic. That is completely fine. It would be a little bit sad, but that is completely fine. The traffic that goes to that store is a lot less than any of the others. So we'll see how things go. I've put a ticket in with their support to see if demo analytics do sit somewhere else, because analytics do only say We Are Not Alone, which is the main product, and the demo goes under a different... That's kind of probably a video for another day. So Ichio or itch.io, however you want to pronounce that. As you can see the stats on the screen here, it had 394 views, which is good, 70 downloads, which to me is good as well. The interesting thing is that the click-through rate, so 21,000 people saw it and only 0.42 clicked through. So maybe I need to optimize my thumbnail here. It could be something worth trying, seeing what happens, and then also pushing another update to the game, even if it's something minor, just to get a bump back up into the feed. But what I found really interesting on Ichio is where the traffic actually came from. Now you can see on screen here that 309 visits came from Ichio itself. Any Twitter post I did was 12. Facebook 3, YouTube 2, Google 1, and something called Baidu, which I don't actually know what that is, but I got 5 views from that, so that's awesome. Generally, I think Itch has been pretty good. I just put it up there on a random whim because I know it's easy to actually put things up there. And yeah, people have been good. There's been a few comments, which has been really nice. And I think it's gotten a lot of YouTubers actually playing the game as well, rather than being on Steam or Epic. So I would say that Ichio is good for some visibility, for a little bit of marketing. Still not sure if the full game will be going up there. I still need to just try a few more things, try a few more marketing tactics on there and just see what happens. But I'm really happy with those numbers. All right, so Steam. I left Steam for last because the numbers are actually really quite interesting, and the ones I was focusing on most before I started checking out Itch and Epic, of which Epic has kind of non-existent in terms of stats. So the biggest thing is Steam. There has been over 4,000 downloads, which is holy crap insane. I didn't expect it. I expected like 50 maybe. Yeah, but how do those downloads translate to plays? Not great. Only 99 of those 4,000 have played the game. Now, I'm not sure how that tracks for other developers, and I'm not sure the reasoning for it. You've downloaded the demo, maybe these people just don't have time yet. So I'm not sure how it tracks for other developers. I'm not sure if this is a decent metric for downloads to plays, but whatever. The most important thing here is that of those that have played, 95% of those also wishlisted the game. So that means I think I'm doing something right with the game itself. People that are playing it are actually enjoying it, which we'll get into in the next section when I talk about feedback. So let's run through a little bit of feedback. I've seen a lot of comments, videos, Twitch streams all about the game, and I'd say it's kind of divisive. So 80%, maybe even a little bit higher, really like the game, really like the tension, really like the story, really like the build up and anticipation, and really want to see where this goes next. But the other 15 to 20%, this game is not for them. They seem to be a fan of more actiony, fast-paced things and don't like the whole slow burn of a story-based point-and-click horror adventure game. And that's completely fine. I understand this is more of a niche market I'm delving into, and that's cool. I'm happy with this 80-20 or maybe even 85-15 split, because I know this is a niche market with a lot of potential players, and I'm really psyched because I thought it was going to be the opposite way, where 20% of people would enjoy it and the other 80% would just trash it and not give it another thought. So yeah, feedback has been really positive. It's been positive since I started testing, but I kind of knew those people, so getting some feedback from random people feels really, really nice. So thank you. If you've played the game, left some nice feedback, and are watching this, thank you very much. All right, so you might have seen on social media, I did a bunch of updates to the game since the demo released. Now, the reason for this was from watching streams, from watching YouTube videos, and some comments and feedback I got. The main thing I noticed is that people were kind of forgetting about the interaction system in the game and just trying to left click on everything, and that would be the be all end all, the only thing you need to do. They were forgetting that you could change your interaction method to look and also talk to things. So what I did is I saw this, it happened in a very minor amount of cases, and that's completely fine. It could just be an issue with a tutorial. They want to just, skip through things and just get on with it. So what I did is I took that feedback and made certain changes. So when you go to talk to someone, instead of having to cycle through, which you can still do, it just defaults to being talk. If you need to get information from an object and you click on it and you try to interact with it, instead now it just immediately looks at it and gives you the information you need. So just a few little, game mechanic changes, well, not even mechanic changes, just quality of life improvements that make it better for the next person who plays. Another very important update I did was the coffee update. Now you might have seen this on Twitter. I made a big, nice picture for it. And all it was is that people were complaining they couldn't drink the coffee on the morning of the second day in-game. So you can now drink the coffee. If you haven't played the demo yet, you can drink the coffee. You can get a refill and drink more coffee. Get a refill and drink more coffee. And I could keep saying this over and over and over again, but you can have more coffee. Go for it. But yeah, there were a few other little things I did, such as some dialogue changes, some trigger changes, and just a few little bits and pieces that no one would really notice. All right, so let's talk about handling these updates, because this is something that any dev, if you're trying to get onto any platform, really needs to know. So I want you to think and tell me in the comments before you watch this, which one do you reckon is the easiest to patch? And which one do you reckon is the hardest? So we've got Epic, Steam, and Ichio. Which is the easiest? Which is the worst? Okay, for easiest, if you guessed Ichio, you're completely right. You literally just zip up your files, post them to itch, done. Steam comes in next. Now, the good thing with Steam is they've got this nice GUI, or I should say GUI. I say GUI because I'm an old guy. But they've got this nice GUI where you can just basically go, hey, here's the folder with my files, upload, go into the Steam partner portal, set that build as live, done. It pushes the update out to everyone. Now for Epic. Epic. So first of all, they don't have like a nice drag and drop system to upload a build. They don't have a nice GUI like Steam does to upload a build. You literally have to use command line to put your build up there. Now, for me, it's fine. It's completely fine. I grew up with DOS. So I kind of understand it, but I can see how smaller developers getting into this, it's super confusing. And where you actually get some of the information that goes into that command you type in, it's not super simple to find. So yeah, I think they really need to kind of fix that up. I think they need to fix quite a few things. Their analytics, as I said before, it's kind of not there or non-existent, and it doesn't really make sense. and also their wishlist counters. Every few days will just reset to 0 for a few days before going back up to where they actually were. So I don't know what's going on with that, but they need to make a few changes. The other thing is that everything you do on the Epic Store, if you change a picture, if you change some text, and if you want to do a build, everything needs to go and get approved by Epic themselves. So if you've got an urgent build you need to put out because something's completely broken, like one thing for 10% of players could break their experience, you want to get a build out there urgently. Itch, zip it, chuck it up there. Steam, use their tool, push it up there, you're done. Epic. Command line, go in, set your thing as live, submit it to the live environment. Well, actually, no, submit it to an intermediary environment and then push it to approval by Epic. Now, you probably noticed whenever I was doing tweets about the updates, I would say that Steam and Itch are live, Epic coming soon. That was because it can take up to a day or even more for Epic to approve a build. I understand why they would do this, and this is because, you know, a developer could put something malicious in there, so they want to make sure it's fine. But the thing is that it just removes the idea that there's any trust between the developer and the company. I really don't see the point in doing this when so many other services are so wide open and allow you to just push an update. There just needs to be a little bit more trust with developers, I think. All right, time for a cat break. Now, you can see this little fluff here was helping me out the other night, helping me make some games and just generally putting her paws all over the keyboard. She's adorable. Before we get to what is almost the final section of this, where I'm gonna talk about an indie game I played this week, I just wanted to say a big thank you. If you've played the demo, if you've subscribed, if you've liked, if you've shared any of my content around, thank you so much. And especially if you provided some feedback too. Any of these things help both the channel, but also this project getting out there in front of other people's eyes and making me feel like I'm actually doing something good. So thank you. As I just said, I wanted to do something a little bit different this week, and that is shout out an indie game that I've played. You know, give something back and just kind of push people their way as well. There is a demo on the current feedback quest, link is in the description to that and also this game I played, and it is called King of Deadlands. Now, I picked this game at random from the list of games in this jam, didn't look at anything to do with it beforehand, and I looked at my clock and an hour was gone. This game is amazing and I had to literally pull myself away from it so I could get some work done. I captured some footage, and as you can see here, you've got like the general overworld where you can see enemies and certain points of interest you can capture. The vortexes here give you experience, other ones allow you to recruit followers that then give you extra power in battles, and of course other enemies you can see on screen that give you experience too. The biggest thing that surprised me was the combat. You enter combat and it's a Tetris battle. Clearing lines both is and isn't the goal, as you need to make sure when clearing lines they have this little attack marker on them. There are also spells you can find for your character that will say add more attack markers or prevent the enemy from using their spells during combat. But seriously, just go play this, it was awesome. It's called King of Deadlands and the link is in the description. So it's about time to wrap this up. I just want to say that, again, thank you. But also the numbers that are coming in for this game from the people that are actually playing it and the wish list going up are phenomenal. The wish list needs to go up a lot more before release or things could get a little bit interesting. But I'm really happy with where it's standing now, and it feels amazing to get my game out there into more people's hands and have people just playing and enjoying the demo. Anyway, let's wrap this up. I've got a date with the new Zelda game that's waiting for me at the store, and I am really excited to play it. If you're going to be playing it too, let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Andrew from Stasis Booth Games, and as always, stay indie.